Alright guys, time for an update on the 80 Regal project. I'm still on the road to doing primer, and I'm nowhere closer today than I was before I started. I still have the other side to go. It's just taking forever. I've had to chemical strip both fenders and the roof because the paint on the roof was just checked all to hell, and the fenders were gumming up the sandpaper because they'd been painted twice. This fender had quite a bit of slide hammer work done to it. Somebody, put screws in it and used the old school slide hammer on it, and then just filled it full of filler. And I, welded everything up, and then I used my stud gun and a little hammer dolly work on it. I got it on there. Got it lined out pretty good, I guess. I got lucky on this side. This fender is actually not too bad at all. It's got a few little dingers in it, and that's about it. So I'll take it. It's like this whole side of the car is a lot less work than the other side, so I'm glad I started on the other side first. The roof was just checked so bad all the way down, so I just went ahead and chemical stripped it as well. I don't have any more chemical stripper, or I'd just about do the whole dang car. It doesn't take, but I think it took about an hour to do the roof and fender here. I'd done the other one a week or two ago, but I done the fender and roof today in about an hour. And it's cold. I had my door up, and it's like, high 30s outside. So if I had more, I'd probably go ahead and just strip everything, but it'll be all right. That purple actually sands off pretty easy, so I think I'm going to go ahead and sand all the purple off the car, because it actually comes off pretty nice. Especially on the other side. I've got little patches of it over there. I think I'll just go ahead and take it on off, because I got plenty of sandpaper here. I bought a whole big old pack of that 80, so I went in and took all the stuff out of the header panel, the grille and the trim and the headlights and all that. It's just everything. I want everything primed underneath. That way, in a year or two down the road, when I do go to paint the car, it'll be ready. I won't have to go back and pull everything and then feather edge everything and reprime areas. It'll already be done. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I did go ahead and pull all the interior out of the car, because I got a weld. I showed this the other day. There's a little indent sections here. This actually has a little bit of rust right here I'm going to have to repair, but I'm going to weld some patch metal in here and make it all level and smooth it all out. So I didn't want to get any welding slag or grinding crap, on my brand new carpet or my seats. So I just pulled it all out and took it in my spare bedroom in my house. I've done a few upgrades for our race thing coming up. I did a DUI, 50,000 volt ignition coil, and their Dynamod module. And that air cleaner system is a Spectra brand. It was in my shed. I did not buy that this week. It was already paid for. I bought that for my Cutlass Salon, and then I never used it because I just didn't like it. I don't like the look of it. For the Cutlass Salon, I'll say I didn't like it for the look of that. So anyway, I went out and got it and put it on here, and I'm glad I did, because now I have hood clearance. Before, with the open air element filter, the hood wasn't going to shut, so this has a pretty good drop base on it, so it really worked out great. I'm pretty happy with it, and it's a 4-inch hose, so it's plenty enough air for that little small block. But anyway, the hose ain't long enough. If it was longer, I'd have took my air pod and stuck it up under here further. That is actually a where you'd remove your headlight and put that in there for like at drag racing or something at the drag strip. I just basically used it for a cool air scoop, because it's undoubtedly going to get a little bit of cool air from up here. It's still going to get, with the hood closed, still going to get a little engine heat, but not as much as it would with an open filter with the fan blowing it straight back down its engine's throat. So anyway, I'm glad I got it. I don't like the chrome. Probably paint it black later down the road, but for now it'll stay chrome. I did weld a 3/8 piece of steel line on that, and fully welded it to the drop base of the air cleaner, and it's for the charcoal canister. And then I did another 90-degree crankcase tube underneath. I used a step bit and then fully welded both of those. But anyway, now the crankcase is hooked up like it's supposed to be, so now all the PCV system is going to operate correctly. I guess that's actually about it. I did get the carburetor done. I guess I can show you that. So this carburetor, I showed this the other day where I'd cut the choke horn off. It was on my quest to get a little bit more CFM down it. I don't even care if it's 5 CFM. That has got to help getting rid of that choke horn. You know, the stub stack would have been easier, but the stub stack cost money, and cutting a choke horn off was a lot easier. I just ended up using the float bowls, the base plate, and the front metering plate from my brand new 600 on this old Reman main body. And I had a rear jet kit for a 4160 carb, so I put it on here now. Now I got jets. I can change out the jets, you know, and basically fine tune it, give the engine what it needs. But I'm real happy about that. I'd rather have a 650. I just don't have the money to spend on it right now. Here's the tubes I was talking about. 3/8 tube I bent into a 45, and I used a step bit underneath and stuck them up in there and fully welded them. So now all that stuff is going to be hooked up right. I did put the AC stuff on just basically for mock-up to make sure the air cleaner stuff cleared. I will be putting the AC stuff on the car. I'll be putting Reman compressor, new hoses, new dryer and orifice tube. The evaporator and the condenser, I had them out of the stuff and I put alcohol in them and, you know, sloshed them around, let them set a while, and then flushed them out basically, and have everything capped. So those I'll actually reuse. I always do my own air systems, AC systems here, charge at 134, and I usually never have an issue. So even using some of them old parts, you'd go broke replacing every bit of that stuff, you know. But anyway, pretty happy so far. I mean, there's a lot of work to do, but I am glad that I done this side first. It's man, it was a lot of work on this side. Just the roughest part of the car was this side. But it needed to be done. So anyway, I guess that's it. I can give you an update on the drag race situation. It's going to end up being bigger. We've gotten quite a few more people interested in racing. We still haven't set a date yet. I'm waiting on my buddy with the Camaro to kind of get the final word from him, but he's out of town for a while. But anyway, I've got a couple of trucks that's going to enter. So, and again, these are not race cars. These are just daily driver slow cars. I mean, we're calling it the battle of the slow shit. You know, this is just going to be for fun. We are betting money in a winner take all type of thing, but it's just basically a donation on my part because I know I'm not going to win. I'm just in it for fun. But we do have a couple of spots kind of picked out. I've got one in particular picked out, but I'll have to go scout it out and everything, and kind of figure out what I don't know if everybody wants to do quarter mile or eighth mile. We're just going to have to figure it out. And anyway, I guess that's it, guys. I'm going to get back to work, and that's the update on the Regal.